the main event.
Thank you, John. The trophy is back in our hands, and all our draw assistants are in position. There are now 24 teams waiting to fight for the trophy. So let's find out who will face each other in the group stage of this competition now. So to kick us off, let's take a look at the teams in pot 4. I'm sure everyone is ready. Here we go. Tim, as explained in the draw mechanism, to start from pot 4, could you please take the first ball out?
Tajikistan.
Tajikistan, the only debutants in this edition. Tajikistan sealed their place by winning Group F in the final round of qualification. So they will be now in Group A. Sunwen, would you please take the position of Tajikistan?
A3.
So Tajikistan will be placed in position 3 of Group A. Thank you very much. Next ball, please, Tim.
India.
Runner-up in 1964 edition, India have qualified for the consecutive edition for the first time. So let's see where India is in the next spot, Group B.
B4.
India will be placed in position 4 in Group B. Excellent. Tim?
Hong Kong, China.
Hong Kong, China, the first ever host of this prestigious tournament. Hong Kong, China returned to AFC Asian Cup for the first time since 1968 and are poised for their 4th appearance in Qatar. So they are in Group C. Memol, would you please take one ball and see which position?
C3.
C3. Hong Kong, China PR will be in position 3 in Group C. We move on to the next.
Indonesia.
Indonesia were co-hosts in 2007, will be making their 5th appearance. Right, Memol, one more from your side to determine in Group D.
D2.
So they will be placed, Indonesia will be placed in position number 2 in Group D. We move on next. Ball in pot 4.
Malaysia.
Malaysia, who were co-hosts in 2007, are appearing at the AFC Asian Cup for the 4th time. Yoshimi-san, please.
E2.
Malaysia will be placed in position number 2 in Group E. And that leaves Tim, the last ball in the pot.
Thailand.
This will be Thailand's 8th appearance, and they made it to round of 16 in 2019. So let's see which position they will be in Group F.
F2.
So Thailand will be in position number 2 in Group F. So that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes pot 4. And thank you very much. And we now move on to pot 3. And before that, let's take a look at the teams from pot 3. Right, Japarov, would you please take the first ball?
Lebanon.
Host of 2000 edition, Lebanon will be making their 3rd appearance, this time in Qatar. Sunwen, let's see which position Lebanon will be placed in Group A.
A4.
A4, Lebanon. Thank you. Next ball, please, Japarov.
Syria.
Syria will be making their 7th appearance in the tournament in this edition after qualifying for the 2019 tournament in the UAE. And they will be placed in Group B. So let's find out the position.
B3.
So they will be positioned in position B3. Right, we move on to the next ball, Japarov.
Palestine.
Palestine group winners during the final round of qualification and will be making their 3rd appearance. Memol, would you please draw one ball to determine the position of Palestine in Group C?
C4.
Palestine will be placed in position 4 in Group C. Thank you. We move on to the next ball.
Vietnam.
Vietnam reached the quarterfinals in the previous edition in 2019 and will be making their 5th appearance. So let's look at the position of Vietnam in Group D.
B4.
So Vietnam will be placed in position number 4 in Group D. Next ball, please.
Bahrain,
Bahrain Group E winners during the final round of the qualification, and this will be Bahrain's 7th appearance, and they reached the round of 16 in 2019, and they will be in Group E. So Yoshimi-san.
E4.
Bahrain, position number 4 in Group E. Thank you. We move to the next and final ball from pot 3.
Kyrgyz Republic,
Kyrgyz Republic reached the round of 16 in their debut in the previous edition and are the only team out of the 3 2019 debutants to qualify for the 2023 edition. So that concludes pot 4 and pot 3. And before, we have to select the position. Yeah.
F3.
Right, they will be positioned in position number 3 in Group F. Excellent. So that concludes now pot 4 and 3. And before we move on to pot 2, let's have a recap of the teams in pot 2. Right, we have the teams now, and Jisung, would you do the honors? The first ball from pot 2.
China PR.
The 2023 edition will be the 13th appearance of China PR, and they were runners-up in 1984 and 2004. China PR advanced to the round of 16 in 2019. So let's find out which position they will be in Group A.
A2.
Naturally, they will be placed in position number 2 in Group A. Right? Next ball, please, Jisung.
Uzbekistan.
This is Uzbekistan's 8th consecutive appearance, and they were semi-finalists in the 2011 edition held in Qatar, where draw assistant Server Japarov contributed 2 goals. They reached the round of 16 in 2019. So let's see where they will be placed in Group B.
B2.
So they will be placed in position number 2 in Group B. Thank you. We move on to the next ball. Yisong.
United Arab Emirates.
Host of the last edition where they reached the semi-finals, UAE will be making their 11th appearance in January here in Qatar. So let's see where they will be in Group C, Memol.
C2.
Yes, they will be positioned in position number 2 in Group C. Great, let's move on.
Iraq.
Iraq made history in 2007 with a memorable title win, and this edition will be their 10th appearance. They advanced to the round of 16 in 2019. So let's see where they will be placed in Group D.
D3.
So Iraq is in position number 3 in Group D. Right, we move on to the last two balls.
Jordan.
This will be Jordan's 5th appearance in the AFC Asian Cup. They were quarterfinalists in 2011 and reached the round of 16 in 2019. And they will be in Pot E.
E3.
Position E3 for Jordan in Group E. And the last ball in Pot 2.
Oman.
The 2023 edition will be the 5th appearance for Oman, and they advanced to the round of 16 in 2019, which was their best ever finish. And let's see their position in Group F.
F4.
Oman will be in position 4 in Group F. So 3 down, 1 to go, and now for the final round of the draw, we have 6 teams left standing, and they are all top-seeded teams. So before we do the draw, let's have a video. Excellent. Now Qatar will be drawn first from pot 1, explained in the draw mechanism previously, and they are identified with a different colored ball and will be placed in position A1 as host. Hassan?
Qatar.
Qatar, position A1. The defending champions Qatar are hosting the AFC Asian Cup for the record 3rd time, more than any other MA in the tournament history. Right, next ball please.
Australia.
Australia, champions in 2015 on home soil, when draw assistant Tim Cahill scored 3 goals. Australia were quarterfinalists in 2019. So let's move on to the next one for Group C.
Islamic Republic of Iran.
3 times champions and semi-finalists in 2019, Iran will be making their 15th appearance at the AFC Asian Cup, and they are placed, of course, in position 1 in Group C. Okay, next ball, and this is for Group D.
Japan.
Japan are the current record holders with 4 title wins and won the AFC Asian Cup here in Qatar in 2011. And they were runners-up in the previous edition in 2019. And great, they are in Group D, right? Last 2 balls.
Korea Republic.
2 times champions after consecutive victories in 1956 and 1960, Korea Republic are making their 15th appearance, joint most with IR Iran, and they were quarterfinalists in 2019. And they are placed in Group E, and the final ball. Hassan?
Saudi Arabia.
3 times champions in 1984, 1988, and 1996. Saudi Arabia reached the round of 16 in 2019 and will be the host of the 2027 edition. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is how the final draw of the AFC Asian Cup Qatar 2023 looks like. And I pass the floor now to John.
Thank you very much, Datuk Sri Windsor and our 7 drawer assistants. A very complicated process, impeccably conducted there. Well done to all of you. Now, we look forward to seeing all of you guys back here in January 2024, whether you're going to be supporting your teams, Tim, Server, Ji-sung, Ms. Sun, I guess you might be as well, yes, Ms. Memal as well, or whether you are going to be running the competition, obviously, Datuk Sri, whether you're going to be officiating in the case of Yoshimi-san here, or whether you're going to be defending your crown here in the case of Hassan. I wish you all the very, very best. So once again, everybody, please join me in showing your appreciation as well to our draw conductor and all of our draw assistants. Ladies and gentlemen, you may now return to your seats. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Well, what we'd like to do right now, and obviously during the course of that draw, we were able to see some reaction as it unfolded before us, and a few gasps and a few smiles and all sorts of emotion on